Hey, OGL 343, good morning. It's Monday, Memorial Day, May 30th. I got about 10 o'clock a.m. Guess I'm posting more of these on Mondays than Sundays, so won't make any excuses. Lighting is always weird. I'm kind of like Two-Face because of the light here. Um, in terms of, let me go to OGL 343 and look at a couple things. The quiz, people just rocked it. I mean, looks like almost everybody got 45 or 50. That's pretty good. Okay, that's really good. Discussions were very good. Again, 45s and 50s. How am I making this course so easy? I like it. I like it. You know, you're doing a great job. Bold the terms. I'm asking you basically in a discussion. I'm kind of looking at one chapter in the essay. I'm looking at another chapter in a quiz. I'm kind of looking at both to uh, analyze something that we're talking about, and then to also connect that with maybe some personal experience or, what have you. So I think that's working out pretty well. Just a reminder, in terms of all your emails you send me should be coming from your ASU email and not anything else. You can email me right off Canvas, and that takes care of everything. I know the course you're in, because if I don't know the course you're in, if it's not there, I'm not looking. I'm out of there. See ya. I'm asking you to take on that responsibility because I teach more than one class. Um, also, again, while I want you to do the class in order, something happens every now and then. You can always resend me or send me your Easter eggs. Okay. You can send me the Easter eggs late, doesn't matter. You'll still get the points. Um, if the text pick you had never sent it, send it. Okay. All right. If I tell you that I'm not giving you points, there's no class on there, then resend it with the class. Okay. Please just don't give up. It's kind of irritating, actually. Okay. Um, okay. It looks. I'm gonna schedule the. I'm gonna score the essays later today, this morning. I wanted to get the videos out first. Uh, and the essays at this point, let's see here. Let me go back. We've got 25 essays to grade. And, if you follow the instructions, you should be good to go, right? Okay, so let's just get off the ground with the Easter egg number one. By the way, all my videos have 3 Easter eggs. If I happen to slip up and do 2 of them, I'd let you know right away in the email announcement or a subsequent announcement. Otherwise, I'm always at 3. If you don't have 3, don't even bother sending it, okay? You shouldn't have to watch my videos twice, 2 or 3 times to it kind of means you're distracted. You're just not watching it. I understand that. Trust me. You'll get done with this, and I hate to say you're never getting that 25 minutes back in your life. But honest to God's truth is that we need to put the time into the course and focus and try to get those distractions out so that you find you'll hear the 3 Easter eggs, which I'm clear on. I mean, if one person or 2 people in a particular week say they didn't get the Easter eggs, but they watched my video 2 or 3 times, but everybody else got them and nobody mentioned a problem. I got to go with majority rules here. Get it? Get it? Majority rules. Okay, those of you paying attention in this course get that. All right, so Easter egg number 1 is self-learning is a skill. Self-hyphenated learning is a skill. Because it is. And when you're on these online classes, which you have experience in now, obviously, you understand that you need to have certain skills to be a self-starter, characteristics, I should say, being a self-starter, okay? Being able to understand and follow instructions, okay? Being able to connect and ask questions when necessary, right? Not to spin your wheels. To understand the chronology of a course. So all this self-learning is a skill. Now, I'm focused there on internet, but all kinds of self-learning. However you're doing it, whatever you're learning out there, whether it's my new recipe book from my future daughter-in-law on vegetarian cooking, or whether it's me going to go through these books right here, always trying to be self-learning. Um, Otherwise, it makes no sense if I'm not paying attention. Anyways, okay, let's go. Chapter 7. Chapter 7 of the text, 33 pages. All right. It's team decision making, and I've highlighted a number of things that I'm just going to, again, this isn't a normal class. This is like a video I do to try to help, personalize the class, let you know that I see things, maybe to catch things, what have you, right? So it starts with this Volkswagen case study, which is very interesting if you haven't heard about it. It was in 2015, and they cheated. They put a cheat device on regarding diesel, affected a lot of people, okay? So team decision making, we're getting into here. It includes the gathering, interpreting, and exchanging information. Just remember that. Decision making is an integrated sequence of activities that includes gathering, interpreting, and exchanging information. Okay. Then they're gonna mention the Abilene paradox, which is a big part of, I believe, the discussion board, or I think it is. Then there's the framing bias. This is pretty deep to read into this, but I think it's very important to understand, especially seeing that the example here is very quaint. Okay, it's quaint because imagine that the United States is preparing for the outbreak of an unusual disease, which is expected to kill 600 people in the United States alone. Okay, now that's just laughable, right? Because we're going to be basically what is that, 120 times that? I don't know. End up, we're over 1 million now. So yes, so think of it that way. Imagine I'd say, okay, it's expected to kill 1 million people. Of course, it was never expected to kill that many. There was a lot of issues that created that. All right. So there's programs involved, and they're asking you to think about this. If program A is adopted, blah, 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 program B, and then they have a C and a D, and read this through and understand what you're looking at for framing bias. Okay, it's important to catch that, to identify it. Okay, then there's different dynamics and characteristics. Overconfidence. 94% of college professors believe that they are above average teachers. Well, I'm probably in the 6% that does not believe that. 90% of drivers believe they're above average. Oh, God, yes, I'm top of the line on that. Okay, so you can check all these things out. Confirmation bias. So individual versus group decision making. Okay, so there's an important thing in here. In demonstrable tasks, the performance of teams is inevitably better than the simple arithmetic average of the group. Now, on the next page, it says groups perform better than individuals on a wide range of demonstrable problems, right? Okay. Moving on here, I don't want to take up too much time, so I want you to read this. Like I said, I cut way back on reading this entire text to get some really, what I believe are appropriate chapters that should help you in your journey. But you're feel free, of course, if you got the book, to read everything. The most common decision rule is majority rule. Hey, didn't I open the video with that, right? That's the most common one, majority rule. But there's a lot of different types of group decision rules. And then groupthink. I think you might be familiar with this. There's overestimation of the group, closed-mindedness, pressures towards uniformity. We all know all about these peer pressures and, pressure to be the same, things like that, conform. There's a good case study on learning from history here about the Bay of Pigs. I can't say I remember it too much. It was basically when I was 3 and 4 years old. So, okay, but I've studied it. So there's a lot of things here. Team size. Team size. Teams with more than 10 members may feel less personal responsibility for team outcomes. Okay, there's a couple of mentions about team size here, and I think we're getting a general idea what it should be. Now, there's a lot of different dynamics in here, from devil's advocate, different perspectives. Okay, time pressure. Time pressure leads to more risky decision making. Think about that. If your team is under time pressure, we gotta get this done. We gotta get this done. Okay, let's just go with this, catalytic converter, and then it's maybe more risky decision making because it's time pressure, right? It's a stressor on most teams. Different things here, a lot of good stuff. Avoid the bystander effect. These are things to counteract, I believe. Avoid bad mood. Okay, avoid yawning. Wow, I got 7 hours last night too. Went to the gym, did my 3 miles. Okay, avoid bad mood. Then we got a big subsection on the Abilene paradox. Abilene, Texas. I have no idea. Oh yeah, because I know why. West Texas. Read this. You'll get an idea what the Abilene paradox is. Okay. It's a form of pluralistic ignorance. Take offense at that. So there's ways to avoid the Abilene paradox here. Conduct the issue in a team setting. Conduct a private vote. A couple other ones. Then you talk about group polarization. Group polarization, it's kind of the opposite of herd mentality, I think. I don't know, but dividing up, group polarization, people divide up in different sections. The need to be right. Oh, Lord, I got that problem. The need to be liked. Michael Scott in The Office. Do I want to be loved or do I want to be liked? So read this. Conformity pressure. All right. Conformity occurs when people bring their behavior into alignment with a group's expectations and beliefs. You're conformed, right? As opposed to conversion, I believe it is, or dang it, what is it? I should know before I even tell you the wrong thing. It's when you, okay, looking. Sorry. You're going to want to know this. Oh, God, I'm looking at the wrong quiz. Hey, look, I'm trying to give you a little hint here on this quiz question. Preview. Keep taking it, keep getting 100. Oh, no, the question is conformity in teams is. No, there is when people change their attitudes and behavior as a result of their own thinking about a subject. So you're doing your own thinking. Yes, you're being influenced that, but it's not like you're getting pressure from the group from the outside. Doing your own thinking, okay? That's known as conversion, okay? Not conformity. You don't conform with yourself. You are yourself. Okay, getting a false consensus, all these other different stuff. And then there's a chapter capstone. So I wanted to go through that with you on chapter 7. And then I know we're out of time, but I really wanted to go through these. Then you're talking about chapter 8, which is a good one. And chapter 7, by the way, is about 33 pages. Chapter 8 is about 23 pages. Read them, highlight them, whatever you need to do, right? So chapter 8, managing team conflict. Very important. You're always going to run into it because why? There's always team conflict. Always. It can't be avoided. Okay, read about this, about what they talk about from Amazon. Case study here. Remember, this isn't exactly up to the minute, up to date, but there are issues here. Okay, we mentioned Abilene again. But conflict can have positive consequences, such as enhancing creativity or fostering integrative solutions that reflect many points of view. Okay, Alternatively, conflict can thwart a team's effectiveness and performance. So there's different things. So relationship, task, and process conflict are basically three types of conflict: relationship, task, and process. Okay. So it talks about relationship conflict here, goes through these different types right here. But notice this is kind of confusing to me. That's on page 198 in that, but and it talks about impact on performance, etc. And then you can get into page 204 and it says types of conflict again. And it's got proportional and perceptual conflict. So when we get into the essay on the types of conflict and everything, you can go with any of those five, I think. All right. Perceptual, proportional, relationship, task, process, conflict. Pretty much the first three are better, I guess. Getting into equity, equality, and need are three different ways of allocating scarce resources. So remember that scarce resources have to be allocated, and equity, equality, and need are the ways that are typically ways that they get allocated. Okay, minority and majority conflict. All right. So there's a lot about conflict here, team conflict and such. Wageman and Donafield's conflict intervention model. I'm going to ask you about this in the essay, to use this to identify a strategy that may have been used or one that should have been used to manage the conflict that you're writing. Okay, there's principles there, four principles. All right. And then that's it on that one. That's all I want to highlight there for you, okay? Let's get into Easter egg dose, right? Easter egg number 2. Where is it? I got one. There it is. Easter egg number 2. Okay. So, bold text terms and concepts. Bold them, okay? Bold text terms and concepts. It helps me unbelievably so much. I get a smile on my face when I open up your discussion, your essay, but discussion especially. You're bolding the text terms and concepts because I want you to use them for your essay and for your discussion board. So use those, okay? So the discussion board again, it'll be talking about the Abilene paradox. Hey, I'll say one thing on the side here about working ahead. Sometimes you have to because your schedule and things like that, but try not to work ahead just for the sake of working ahead. I appreciate that. That's a better problem for me to have than people that just don't do the work and fall way behind. But be careful because you may miss some important things, okay? So the discussion board is about the Abilene paradox. Then you got the quiz, which has a lot to do with chapter 7, I guess. The essay, chapter 8, we talk about a particular conflict that you had. Try to make it a team type work conflict and not a personal relationship conflict. All right. So we're at 18 minutes. That's not bad. I want to talk about, okay, remember, in case you missed these changes, essays are 500 words now minimum, okay? Discussion boards have minimum also, right? So let's make sure we have those things to catch your eye with. I don't have a minimum on this, but I have 4 distinct prompts. You should be numbering those prompts in your discussion board. Number the prompts, okay? Please, all right? But minimum 500 on an essay. I want to just touch on way in advance out there. This course ends on June 24th, which is coming pretty fast and furious. And so what I'm going to do, starting in module 4, is it, or 5? I think it's 5. Module 5 and 6, we're going to do a little teamwork, okay? Module 5 and 6. Module 5 has a team discussion paper, okay? That's the teamwork there. And then module 6 has a teammates review. I'm still formulating this, okay? I decided to make sure I added a team component in this because it's part of the objectives, but I don't want to overdo it either. So I'm still honing this, what we're going to do in module 5 and 6. But what I'm going to do, though, what I have the capability of doing here is for the module 5 team discussion paper, I'll brief you on it enough, but I'm going to put you each in your own team, and I'll decide what the teams are. Basically, probably just number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the ones, twos, threes, whatever. And I'm going to, the discussion board will only be for your team. Each team has their own discussion board. And I'm going to have you connect through discussion, through Zoom, through however means you want to work together on some kind of task, okay? And I'm going to ask you to discuss this task, do this task, and each of you are going to write about it. And each you submit a paper on it, right? Each one does, yeah. Each one submits a paper on it, okay? And then in module 6, the final module, yes, there's a final paper that is right now it's pretty good. It's pretty good. You can look at it. There's a teammates review that I'm going to do here. I have a copy of a review. Let's see how that looks. Preview. I think I just made it with a Word doc. It's like, yeah. Student name, team member name. I want you to submit one for each of your team members. We'll go through that much clearer as we get to it. Of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know, okay? Always let me know. So let's go with Easter egg number 3. I'm going to call it, Easter egg number 3 is 3 foundational considerations, components, dynamics of your papers, of your discussion boards throughout this class as well as others. 3 important components to remember: content, organization, formatting. And so far, I've been overall pleased with everyone. Easter egg number 3 then is content, organization, formatting. Okay, so that should do it. I hope you're having a great holiday weekend, and it's 22:20 coming up. So I'll leave you now with forks up. Peace.